to the end. He don't want no drugs, all that nigga know is spin. They don't show him love, you feel like he ain't got no friends. Oh, hey, hey, why you acting like you real? You know you fake, hey, hey. Never come to keep it cold, touch my drink, ain't born in October, leave friends. Whoa, whoa, they don't even know they turned into a snake, hey. Why you acting like you real? You know you fake.
Nigga was bugging out trapping. For the trouble, bitch, we rolling out. They not outside, we spin back around. If he run up, then we climb him down.
Welcome back to WSJU Radio, the #1 college radio station all over New York City on iHeartRadio. We had to bring him out. Brooklyn's own Money Millz.
Good to bow, you know how we coming, bitch. I can put the headphones on or just...
If you want to hear yourself.
I do it myself.
Alright. How's it going? How's life?
Everything Gucci, everything couple studied.
So, a lot of people watching this interview probably remember you from Gang.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, a lot of people don't even know me from that shit. It's a lot of new kids and shit and people that done grew up, and that shit was 5-6 years ago.
5 years.
For me, that was some time ago. So people don't even know me for that drill type of shit. They just know me for the new shit that they
The melodic.
Yeah, the melodic type. Feel me? Singing type shit.
So what made you change your whole sound though? What made you like, you know what, I don't want to do the drill?
I've been working on this type of shit, on my craft. I've been working on that, but I ain't never really mastered until like now. I feel like now I fake master my voice a little bit enough to really just do this shit all the time and just actually be me, but just... Feel me? Just everybody sound the same. Everybody sound the same, so you gotta be different. You ain't never gonna feel me.
All right. Do you feel like you want to do melodic because it will last longer than drill?
Yeah, it's like more real music.
Mm-hmm.
More real music.
Do you feel like drill's gonna last, or you think drill might fall out?
I feel like drill is always gonna last because there's always gonna be people getting killed. It's always cops always gonna have a job. Like it's always gonna be crime going on. So it's always gonna last. But it's just about who's the speaker is going it's just gonna be mad different voices for the drill. It's never gonna be the drill fans is never gonna be loyal to one person because it's going on everywhere.
And do you feel like people should stop doing drill music based on, because like I know the mayor's going crazy about it, like he's not jacking it, like
nah, I love drill music. Keep doing that shit.
And speaking about on the topic of drill, a lot of people always argue when did Brooklyn drill started, and a lot of people point to the song Gang when you was a part of. People put Bobby. What do you think started it?
I feel like I'm gonna say that Bobby Schmurda and them, they just brung the Oz to Brooklyn on some fan base shit. Like they just made the world look at, like they took the world from looking at Chicago for a little bit to look at Brooklyn. But they set the tone straight. Rowdy set the tone straight. He said they don't make drill music.
So you feel like
I feel like once they got locked up, like we was young niggas, 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 16-year-old young Brooklyn niggas wilding out in the streets, and we just started drilling. Like we just started making drill music. Like this is the words that we was using was the same terms from Chicago and shit.
And how did you feel about the transition from the drill from like it was like Chicago type of beats to now like the UK beats?
I feel like it was been fake UK beats though, cause a lot of the beats from back then it was Ben Axel and like Will Hanson and a lot of producers that niggas got little for fucking with making YouTube type beats and shit. But I feel like it's a different vibe now. Like I done went to prison and came home, and it's a whole different vibe now. Like it's a whole different vibe. It's more like UK drill. Like
right, a lot of sample.
Yeah, a lot of sample shit too. But that's just a lot of people following trends and shit. That's niggas following trends and shit. Like people just don't know how to be themselves, and they not really nobody, so they just follow other niggas.
Do you feel like the sample drill's gonna last, or like that subgenre?
I feel like the sample beat's gonna last, but I don't think the shit that they saying on this.
And for right now, who are you listening to? Who's your top 5 drill rappers right now?
Top 5 drill rappers. Top 5 drill rappers. Top 5, I'm gonna say King Von, Cool Jaycee. It's a lot of people that's dead though, so do that still count? It's a lot of I listen to a lot of niggas that's dead already. I don't be listening to niggas that's still alive talking that shit. I don't be believing it.
Well, all right. Oh, you can name them, yeah.
I'm not gonna say Dolph is a drill rapper. I don't know who that nigga is. He trap music. Young Pappy, It's majority Chicago niggas though. It's not really like.
And one of the more interesting ones you said was Pooh Shiesty. A lot of people wouldn't consider him drill, just they would think like trap. How do you define drill then? If you added Pooh Shiesty in there, how would you do that?
Anybody that's talking about the shit that they doing on the street.
Alright.
Anybody that's like, as far as crime and how they saying it, like if they got the effects of gun noises, like big brr, like that's good.
Alright. And we can take it back to the beginning. What made you want to become a rapper?
I've been had it like, I don't know, it was just in me. Like from a kid, I just always was like, I was the youngest kid at a certain point in time, so I had 2 older sisters, so it was like I was always like the light was always on me because I had 2 sisters, so the light was always on me. It was like me.
And who were you listening to?
Well, as a kid, growing up, like I grew up in Cali, so I grew up on E40, Mac Dre, Bay Area type niggas, and High Feet, all that whole movement, like them niggas from over there on the West Coast and all that. But I really grew up listening to Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy is my son back in the day, though. I just liked it. I don't know. I never believed this gangster because I was a kid, but it was just like something about his work ethic, like, you feel me? Just seeing that, like, you feel me? So when he came out, I used to be on YouTube and shit, cranking that Soulja Boy and shit. I'm trying to find this vid from like 06, 05 with me and my cousin that passed away and shit. We was cranking that on YouTube.
And when you first started, was Money Millz always the rap name, or did you have another rap name?
When I first came out as a kid, my tag name, like just a social media and a tag name that I wrote on my desk, my book bag, and all that was U Millz. Feel me? That was just like a kid name. That's the name that I gave myself. But Money Millz, that was a name like that I took from somebody.
And when did you realize like that you wanted to take rap more serious? When was that moment for you?
Being in jail for 3 years and seeing all these people blow up and hearing about the world changing and like just seeing everything change and like damn, I was playing with this shit when I was on here.
And did you lose motivation? Like, how was your headspace, mental health when you was locked up for 3 years about the music, everything?
I lose motivation every day. I asked you for your number because I was about to call you and be like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I can't reschedule this shit till tomorrow. I just lose motivation. I lose shit every second of the day. It's just hard to stay focused out here in this world. Like, it's so much shit going on. You blinded by so much shit. There's so much shit that's just going on that you can't see certain shit. So you just lose focus. So I don't know. I just feel me like the music shit just always helped me. Like when I went through something, I always just feel me wrote a song or just freestyle some shit, and it just helped me get through some time.
So you like to freestyle more than writing? It's
like the freestyles, they happen to get more publicity than the shit that I read. If you want to say that, so I don't know if I like it more, but I'm liking the reaction more.
And were you writing when you was in jail for music that you were?
Yeah, I wrote a lot of shit. I freestyled a lot of shit. I wrote a lot of shit down in my head, rehearsed it, so it's locked in and all that. I got a lot of shit from prison. I got a lot of shit that I ain't even laid out yet. I got a lot of shit that I just laid down, and everything is just coming. It's full.
All right. As we continue speaking about like the whole when you got released and everything like that, what do you want to say about like the whole drill fanatic or like going about being tough and like ending up in jail? Like a lot of people like speaking like K Flock and stuff like that. What do you want to say to the fans? And
a lot of people like I don't know. Like if that's you, then you're gonna be you, and if this is your destiny, then that's just your destiny. But that shit not easy. Living ain't easy. Period. Let me just tell you that. Like, but that shit not. And that shit just like life lessons.
Right, and that's all. Like a lot of these drum rappers about like, old gang related and stuff like that. And I know one of the gangs in Brooklyn is Cho. So I want to know more about Cho. What is Cho to you? And what is it?
That shit is just like a lifestyle. Like, that shit not really like. That shit just like people live by. That shit just something that people live by, something that people die by. Like, feel me? Like.
All right.
my meaning for that shit is like just niggas in hoodies that feel me that's on that feel me that'll do that to you at any time. Niggas with hoodies on. Feel me?
All right.
Young niggas with hoodies on.
And I want to ask another question about like that. How do you feel about like a rapper that's not part of it, like wants to do a song with you and then do a song with a woo rapper? Do you care about if they do that, or like should people care? Or should like
I feel like as long as you a business and you got everything going, you shouldn't care about that. But if you just looking for clout and you just trying to make a name for yourself, then you should care about it.
And then like a lot speaking about more about the music and the whole Brooklyn scene, like one of the songs that a lot of people know is from Jaydee. He mentioned that he punched you in his face and everything like that. Was that a rumor? Was that true? Like why did he say that in the song?
That shit happened. Like that shit was funny as hell. Cause we had a little regular conversation. Like we was in two different cells. We had a little conversation and shit. We was talking for a little minute. This actually happened to be the day I went upstate and shit. But that shit was actually like I kind of liked it because that shit not true. So, but well, I'm not gonna say it's not true because I don't want to fuck with this. I don't want him to make it. I don't want to make it seem like he lying to his fans. So I'm not gonna say it's not true, but like it was just funny because I was in jail and it's like he knows what's going on and like I know what's going on. So it's like it was good to just keep my name alive. Like that shit was just cool for me. Because a bitch actually told me like, yo, I didn't know he lying and this and that.
Okay. And when you how was that studio session like when you first got released?
That studio session was wacky. I was so high, so like, it was just, I wasn't even myself. I was a whole different person. I don't know who I was that day. Because I was in the studio from 12 at night to 7 in the morning.
That was it. Would you consider that your best studio session since really being released?
It was one of them. I've been going to the studio a lot lately. I've been going a lot lately. Everyone's similar though. Like similar. It's just different people might be there sometimes, but we always doing the same shit.
And how would you like your studio session? Like, is the lights need to be off? Does you need everyone to be there? Do you want to be by yourself?
I think if I'm making some shit that I like, I think that nobody need to be there because I feel like that. I'm not gonna be able to hit these notes or something because I feel like niggas thinking this shit whack or something. But if it's some drill shit and I know they gonna jack it, like if I know the world is gonna jack it, and it's like I don't even gotta like this shit. I know the world gonna jack this shit, and anybody can be there. I don't give a fuck who it is.
And so far, right now, can you look back on your music career and be like, I am satisfied with what I've done and everything?
I'm gonna say I don't got no regrets or nothing. I don't regret nothing. I feel like I'm trying to get it back. I'm not satisfied with my work ethic. I don't think I was consistent enough. I just feel like I'm just getting it back right now. I'm just a whole new person right now.
So if you feel like your work ethic wasn't there, what do you think is your best quality as a rapper then?
My voice.
Your voice? Why? How did you master your voice? How did you master your vocalization?
Just rehearsing. Rehearsing, and I'm still working. I'm still trying to feel me. I don't feel like I mastered it all the way. Just certain shit I feel like I'm good at, but I'm just working.
And you were speaking about like consistency earlier. How important is it for you to be consistent?
It's very important because that's your money. That's your fan base. That's everything. That's you. Who the fuck are you if you're not you?
And like speaking about fan bases, what has been like the weirdest fans interaction you had? So
a weird fan interaction. One time I was in Miami. I met somebody from somewhere in New York City. They met me. They got in tune with me. Sent me their number. Started FaceTiming me and shit. Then the nigga changed the social media to my social media name. And then he hit me like, yo, look, big bro. Look, big bro. And then my son started getting to a crazy sack. So it's like, he's really becoming somebody. Like, yo, this is crazy. But one day I'm in Miami, nigga text my phone like, yo, you on this address? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? He like, nah, my man just coach you. He just seen you. I'm like, yeah, this shit is crazy. Like, I got some crazy ass fans. How the fuck? Like, feel me? Niggas catching me locking.
And you spoke about Miami. That's like fun moments. What has been the most fun you had as a rapper?
The most fun as a rapper, like on some rap shit, like it had to be with 2016 in Miami. I mean in Atlanta with Curly Sav and Dada Bambino.
Mm.
We was on Riff Raff tour and center stage. Took some little white bitches pointing at us, sucking their fingers. They pointed at all four of us and then sucked their fingers and like told us to come in type shit. And we took them back to the crib after that.
And how was that feeling of like, when you was rapping and you seen the fans, singing?
It just felt like, but that's a bad feeling that I don't even want to talk about because I don't even want the up and coming to have that feeling just yet. Like, you got to really get yourself situated before you start thinking about shit like that.
All right. What advice do you want to give to up and coming?
Like just focus on the business and not the clout. Fuck the clout. Just focus on the business. Cause, feel me?
Right. And that's the advice that you want to give to
the
that.
clout is gonna come and go, come and go. But once you got your business solidified, that shit ain't never gonna go nowhere.
And that's that's the advice you give them. What was the best advice given to you?
The best advice given to me was, you see this crack on my skull right here? I had to bump my head on my own. I had to learn myself. Ain't nobody talking shit. I mean, niggas told me shit, but young people would just go through one ear. I'll tell you.
And speaking about that, what do you think is the biggest life lesson you learned? Is it that?
The biggest life lesson I learned is Tom.
Tom?
Yeah, Tom.
Why Tom?
Cause like Tom just means everything. Tom really means everything. Tom just means everything. That's like this week. I just learned that this week. Like I was today years old when I learned that.
Today years old.
Yeah.
All right. And another thing as a rapper, I know a lot of rappers did it. They had the face tat. I want to know, get more into what's the meaning behind your. Is it
face tat? Oh,
yeah.
The one right here in his left corner. That's my son name, my king.
Okay.
MYKING. The one over my eye, that shit say Lucas La Familia. Lucas family. My cousin, his name is A-Rock Lucas and shit. He looked up to Frank Lucas and shit. So.
Mm.
That's why I got that, and the cracked skull is like I'm hard headed, like, feel me?
Mm. And do you feel like there's a new level of motivation and you want to go hard because you have kids, like you want to?
Hell yeah, that shit motivate me. That shit motivate me every day,
Mm.
hell yeah.
How important is your kids about like what do you teach them about like the whole music? Like, do you want them to be rappers?
My son probably gonna be better than me in this shit because he watched everything I do and just like that shit is gonna be in him. Like, that shit gonna be in him.
So he wants to be a rapper too?
Yeah, him and my nephew, they all recording songs right now on these little apps and shit.
Okay. So can we see a Money Millz feature?
yeah, definitely. We're gonna definitely see it. I got a whole lot of young family members and stuff and kids and stuff that's into the same stuff. They're gonna be this.
And right now, do you feel like you're underrated, underappreciated?
Nah, hell no. I just feel like I'm not putting in enough footwork and I'm not really doing enough. So it's just about the time that I start doing it.
Why do you decide this is the time to put your foot down and keep going?
Cause I sat on the sideline and I seen a lot of people score. Like I done been in the game scoring. I got subbed out and I sat and I actually got to watch people score.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I want to get back in the game. Like, I love this shit.
Right. And a lot of people ask these questions about like the whole 2016 era and stuff like that. Like they want to know like what happened, what made the drift happen between everyone and like making their own music and like what happened to that drift? Why one people decided to make one music and like they started making music. There's like no more gang part 3, part 2.
Yeah, it was a lot of people bumping heads, a lot of pride issues, and a lot of just we was kids. That's really what it was. We were just kids. Communication is key, and we wasn't communicating. We was just dealing with emotions and shit. So he'd go do a song with him, and I'd be mad because they ain't call me to the studio, and I'll go do this and do that. For me, it was a whole lot of that misunderstanding.
Do you feel like it's as you guys got older, do you guys can squash that beef and make another like song like Gang 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 like to show people like, oh, we started this, or you think it'll never?
I don't know. I'll be hearing Curly Salvo. He was moving like a bitch though.
And so for for music for 2022, we started the new year. We're in the first quarter. What do you have in store for 2022?
I'm gonna drop penitentiary music. Penitentiary music 329.
Turn on.
That should be the official date. That's a good day, so I should drop it 329.
That's a tape, right?
Yeah. It's a tape, but it's gonna sound like an album.
All right, is it gonna be solo? Or you gonna have features on it?
I'm trying to decide right now, but 9 times out of 10, I ain't gonna have no features on that shit.
Do you know how many songs are gonna be on there? Or
8 to 10 probably.
and how are you gonna decide what songs are gonna make the tape or not make it?
That's the crazy part. I'm making straight hits. They all gotta have that vibe. And I know, and I got the ear for it, so if they don't got that vibe, that shit not making the list.
Okay.
I don't care how much I like it.
And what is the goal for? What goals do you want to achieve in 2022?
2022, I'm just trying to become the person that I want to be. I don't know, like I just want to fucking feel me. Be successful, nigga. I can't say I want to be wealthy right now because that shit ain't gonna happen overnight. I can't say I want to be rich because who the fuck cares about being rich? But it's just like.
Are you trying to tap into other business ventures instead of rapping? Like,
yeah, I fuck with everything.
Crypto?
Fashion, crypto. Yeah, crypto. My man's is in the stocks. We talk about this shit every day. He just paid 4,000 for an Ibram.
Okay. How important is it for rappers to tap into businesses like that, stocks and everything?
I mean, that's really some personal shit. Like that ain't really no. That's just some you gotta just have them futuristic conversations. Like you just gotta be focused on the future. If you one of them people that you thinking about yesterday and today, shit like that not gonna come across your mind. But if you thinking about your kids and your grandkids and shit, that's gonna be the topic.
And speaking about the future, this leads into my last question. I always ask this question to everyone that comes in. What type of legacy do you want to have with the name Money Millz? When people bring up Money Millz in the future, a lot of people bring up right now 2016, but in a couple years, what do you want people to remember you when you retire from the,
I don't give a fuck about Money Millz. I care about my last name. I don't give a fuck about my social media name, my name that the world to care about my last name because that's the name that my son got and that my grandkids gonna have, and that's the only thing that means something. Feel me?
All right. And what do you want to say to the fan supporters before we head out?
Penitentiary music on the way, 329. Follow my RG, Money G's _4LG. Click the power.
Thank you for coming through.